Before we talk about Konark, let me ask you something. Have you ever stood in front of something so old, so precise, that it made you uncomfortable? Not amazed, uncomfortable, because it felt like it knew more than you. That's Konark. And the scariest part? We still don't fully understand it. On the eastern edge of India, where the sun rises out of the Bay of Bengal, stands a ruin that was never meant to be a ruin. The Konark Sun Temple. Most people call it a temple. But if you look closely, it behaves like a machine. A machine carved out of stone. And that's where things stop making sense. Picture this, 13th century. No electricity, no computers, no modern instruments. Yet someone decides to build a stone chariot so precise that it can measure time using sunlight. Not approximately, accurately. There are 24 massive wheels carved into the walls. Each one has 8 spokes. Run your finger along one of those spokes, and here is the unsettling truth. If you stand in the right spot, the shadow tells you the exact time of day, down to minutes. Now pause for a second. This wasn't added later. This wasn't adjusted. It was carved directly into the structure, which means the builders already knew how the sun would move across the sky before the first stone was placed. That's not decoration. That's prediction. And then there are the horses. 7 of them, pulling the chariot forward. 7 days of the week, 7 colors of light, 7 visible wavelengths of the sun. Symbolism? Sure, but also data. Because this entire structure faces east with terrifying precision. On certain days of the year, the first ray of sunrise once hit the main idol directly. No mirrors, no lenses, just alignment. So here is the question no one likes to answer. How do you align a structure this massive without trial and error? Because one mistake, and the system fails. Now let's talk about what's missing. The main idol. It's gone. Not damaged. Not broken. Gone. Old records say the idol wasn't resting on the ground. It was suspended, floating, held in place by a powerful magnetic field. At the top of the temple, there was supposedly a massive lodestone, a magnet so strong that sailors reported their compasses spinning wildly as they passed the coast. Ships lost direction. Navigation failed. Eventually, the magnet was removed. And soon after, the temple began to collapse. Historians call this a myth. But here's the uncomfortable part. Ancient texts describe magnetic stones. Maritime logs mention compass interference. And modern physics doesn't say it's impossible. It just says it's inconvenient. Walk closer to the carvings. Thousands of them, gods, dancers, animals, celestial beings. But hidden among them are repeating geometries, astronomical patterns, star maps. Some carvings align with constellations visible only at specific times of the year, meaning this temple wasn't just tracking the sun. It was watching the sky, almost like it was listening. And then comes the part that nobody prepares you for. Konark didn't fall in a single attack. It wasn't destroyed overnight. It was abandoned slowly. Maintenance stopped. Knowledge faded. The people who understood it disappeared. Imagine inheriting a machine no one knows how to repair. That's what Konark became, a system without its operators. Here's something most visitors miss. As the sun moves across the sky, different parts of the temple light up. Morning reveals one story. Midday reveals another. Sunset finishes it. The temple tells time by revealing itself in stages, which means Konark was never meant to be understood all at once. It was meant to be experienced over time, every single day. So ask yourself this. Was this really just a place of worship? Or was it a demonstration? A reminder? A warning? Because civilizations don't lose knowledge overnight. They forget it. And Konark stands there, silent, broken, still precise, like it's waiting for us to catch up. Maybe the real mystery isn't how it was built. Maybe it's why we stopped building like this. Look closely. The answers are still there, carved into stone, measured by light, waiting. The only question is, are we ready to understand them?